There was a guy walking around on YouTube, and he was handing out either a WNBA sideline ticket or a dollar bill.
People took the dollar.
Everybody took the dollar
really?
bill.
That's hilarious.
In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Bullied.
Quat, yes, sir.
No, squat.
Yes.
I'm going to enunciate my point.
Ninja Hellfires.
God, so badass.
He just showed me
God damn it.
it effectively unalives people. That's for damn sure. Yeah.
Dude, all I saw was pictures of the cars that bitch hit, and
I just saw a picture of a body on the street. Whoa. I don't know if I'd even call it that.
Yeah.
The pudding on the street that's there. There's some pudding.
I just want it to be like a fucking samurai movie where it's just like 6 equally sectioned parts.
Where it comes down, it's like, shing! And the guy's just like
standing there for a minute.
But there's going to be a hole in the middle like that.
Because it's got that nose still punches you in the chest before it does it.
Does it look like the stuff like before they put the hot dogs into the casings?
Kinda, yeah.
Like hamburger, if you will? Yeah.
No.
Looked a lot.
The hot dog stuff looks way
It
different.
Or
looked
like that pink
it
paste
looked
they
like Hamburger
supposedly
wearing
make
a uniform.
McNuggets out of?
You ever seen a tracked vehicle run over someone?
Unfortunately, no.
We walked everywhere.
Well, I will tell you that you hear. That's true.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, it's real similar.
Yeah.
Real similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of reminds you of biscuits and gravy.
I like biscuits.
Raw.
Right?
Raw sausages.
That was like, yeah, very raw sauce. And whatever that green shit that's in our body.
Bile?
Some kind of bile.
Pre-poop?
Yeah.
Pre-poop.
That's just food, buddy.
It's poop lube.
Well, it's post-food. Pre-poop.
Oh.
You know, one of my favorite lines that Scott said on the show is
White before you poop?
yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
I'm obsessed with it now.
He's like, it's the last thing you do. And I'm like, what?
Well, it's not
So
true.
you always wipe
explains it,
before
and
you
I'm like,
poop?
He's got a point.
No, not if you have a bidet.
Well,
Or if you took a shower.
I
and
like how I'm
cleaned
the
up.
bougie one. And he's the one with the bidet.
right.
Oh, I'm
He's
officially
butt bougie?
I'm bougie when it comes to my
What did
shit
your
habits.
child bride say the other
You
day
can
that
spray
I did
cold
not
water
fucking
in
understand?
your butthole.
Oh, sir, I have the fancy one that goes warm.
I think
Excuse me. You can spray warm water on your butthole.
Yes.
But you can't start in the shower with Haley?
Correct.
I don't get it. One leads to the other.
That sounds selfish.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a selfish guy.
Selfish.
I'm just selfish. I'm sorry, I'm such a piece of shit.
That's like I learned
Are
a
we
new.
debating
I, knew,
this?
I,
Is
I,
this
knew,
the
I learned a
debate?
new word the other day.
What's that?
Chuggy.
Chuggy.
Yeah.
What is that?
Apparently it's bougie, but fucking 12-year-olds have made up a new word for it.
What are the Xenials saying?
Chuggy, apparently, which means that you have to stay with
The
whatever
Gen
the current
Zers.
trend is. Which
Chuggy?
is essentially the boomers would have said keeping up with the Joneses. It's that, but now it's just called chuggy because apparently you're dumb enough to buy. Did you? Oh, so I found this out. I know this blew my fucking mind.
You just stroked a little.
I did. I stroked when I found out this
Do you
information.
smell burnt toast right now?
Are you familiar with the company Stanley?
Uh-huh.
Like they make the coffee thermos fucking thing
Yeah,
that was like
Jules and all kinds of
$7
shit. Yeah.
out of fucking anywhere.
Now
Not-
it's like 60.
Not
Apparently now
the
they make
steamer
fucking
company.
cups, like a Yeti cup or
Sure.
an Icy Tech cooler type of device. If you want to go check them out, do they make cups? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. They're a sponsor. I haven't looked at their website.
I don't think they sell them.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, they're more cooler centric.
like a Yeti cup or a Cody if you're from Texas and have class.
Sure.
It's
the H-E-B brand.
No, that's a Buc-ee's brand.
Nope.
It's HEB.
No, it's
Oh,
HEB
okay.
is Cody.
Oh,
So apparently
Buc-ee's
Stanley
has their own shit.
they do.
They are standalone.
apparently Stanley now makes a fucking cup.
Well, yeah, because the patent got released.
And it's $70 fucking dollars.
Wow.
Get fucked.
Well, you got to pay for that mold somehow.
That's if you get a deal. Most of them are going for like 90
And
right
apparently
now.
now there's an aftermarket for these fucking cups because some bitch that shops at Target for her clothing needs a $70 fucking cup to keep her water cold. And I'm like, I hate to tell you this, but if you're buying bottled water from Walmart, you don't need a $70 cup to put it in.
Truth.
It like, God damn it.
And I will tell you that the Walmart brand, Ozark Trail, cups are just as good as fucking Yetis.
Do you know why? Because they're made in the same goddamn
I'm
factory.
going to play devil's advocate.
What's-
Good on Stanley for selling a $70 piece of aluminum.
What's the water that we order at the restaurants?
Aquapana?
Aquapana. Now, if you buy Aquapana water, you need a $70 cup.
Well, because then it's not going to pollute the tremendous flavor that is Aquapana. But if you're putting your tap water ice from your fridge into it, shame. Shame on you for not enjoying that water at the quality that it can be enjoyed at.
Speaking of which, speaking of Target, Haley educated me on something. There's a such thing as the Target uniform.
What?
Are you familiar with this?
No.
I thought it was khakis and a red shirt.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the employees. I'm talking about all the bitches that go to Target.
Leggings and sports bras,
They
baby.
all wear the same shit. Next time you're at a Target, notice that they're all wearing leggings, sports bras, or that's activewear,
Crop tank top.
some kind of crop tank top, or they have a fucking, if it's winter months, there's a shawl of sorts.
See, this
And they
No,
all
sir.
look the fucking
That's
same.
what's known as athleisure wear. That's I have never worked out in my life, but I've got the outfit for
This
it.
is why I like going to Walmart instead of Target.
No,
Walmart, you have
no.
a strong possibility of a titty popping
No,
out.
you're gonna see titty. Yeah,
You
Yeah.
really do.
yeah. There's a
Like,
strong
they don't have
possibility.
them like
of titty.
controlled with a sports bra
Yeah.
or active wear. Or
Well, it's
whatever.
because,
We also
that's
go
because
there-
they don't make sports bras
The
that big.
problem is you don't want to see the Walmart
Bullshit. You
titty.
speak for yourself,
No.
sir.
You're right, Ron
Once
White.
you see
Ron
one, you
White.
want to see them all.
You also have the possibility of seeing a titty pop out of a full gold lame outfit.
See?
Yeah,
They
bitch,
didn't want to take that fucking choice.
somebody. Yeah, and I was gonna say bitch, but you're right. It's just somebody's gonna be
dude.
walking around looking like a Twix wrapper.
Yeah.
like just
Yeah. Or they have like the
So-
skin-colored fucking leggings on that just looks like they're naked.
yeah.
Just but it's
There's-
skin-colored.
There's the people of Walmart.
It's great.
People at Walmart.com.
Is there a people of Target?
They all look the same.
Yeah, it's just one picture.
it's called
You've seen
Instagram.
It's hilarious, man.
So, real quick before we get started here, I recently got on TikTok and god damn it, it's great. And I never should have done it.
I told you.
Fuck you guys.
now you're
We
but-
warned you
now
how
you're-
much life you were
Yeah.
going to lose.
But I watched a clip and the lady's asking her daughter about 90s phrases.
Okay.
Like, what is a collect call? What is a rotary phone?
So I call something that you did from jail.
I asked
how
That's how you got your
poor were
parents to
you in
pick
the
you up from the
90s
mall.
that you still had a rotary phone?
no, but you
I mean,
knew,
Jesus,
you
at
knew
least
what
by
it
the
was.
90s
It's
it
not
had
a-
buttons.
It's not a matter of having it. It's a
That's
matter
not
of
a 90s phrase, though.
well. Anyway, I
But yes.
asked my son Austin all of these questions,
Yeah.
and it was marvelous. Like, what is a Walkman? He had no idea.
Oh.
We're fucking
Wow.
old.
Yeah.
We're fucking old.
I had one when we deployed.
Ask your kids these questions. They would have no idea. Kids have no idea what some of this shit is, right?
You're asking the wrong questions.
I
Go
am.
ask him. Go ask his kids about anything that has to do with marine biology.
Truth.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get fucked.
Yeah, John.
Now it's birds.
John will fucking school your ass on the difference between a tiger shark and a leopard shark real fucking quick.
Found that out the hard way.
I respect that though.
He looked at Jazz like Jazz was a fucking worthless piece of shit. He was just like,
Because in all fairness,
whale shark.
because he briefed me first. He came up, he brought models, he briefed me on all the and then pulled them all into a back and then was just showing them to me. I got a pop quiz on marine biology.
So
I was
like
like,
flashcards.
yeah, he was like, you got one chance. Memorize what all the fucking names are. All right.
And if you don't, you're dead to me.
I got the first three and then he pulled one up and I was like,
Can I phone a friend?
I was like, 50-50? And he was like, the kid was like, and I was like, and I gave out an answer. He was like, whale shark. And then collected all of his shit and left. And I was like,
It was strike one and fuck out of here.
yeah. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. I come walking back into the room and Jess is like, I think I just got a pop quiz and I definitely failed it.
Dad, your friends are morons.
Yeah, I was fucked. So yeah, he may not know what a collect call is, but he knows everything in the Pacific Ocean, apparently.
Well, he knows more about the fucking ocean than
Well, he's got a new one now, right? Didn't you tell me he's big into birds now?
Yeah, he likes birds. Here's the thing. He likes learning about birds, fucking hates them in person. And I mean terrified of birds in
This is
person.
bullshit, man. I did fucking marine biology homework.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong.
And now
He
we're
still
on the
got it.
birds.
He
Now
still
we're
got
on the
it.
fucking birds.
Well, now he's on. Now it's more penguin focused. He found out that that
Oh.
killer whales eat
Wet
penguins.
birds?
You need to have him
Now
watch
we're into
Farce
wet
of the
birds?
Penguins.
Oh, he's seen it. Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, you're talking to a guy who watches Rick and Morty with his child. Come on.
Mikey, you just need to leave like a browser open with like the birds aren't real conspiracy and just see what he does. Just really fuck
The
with them.
government drones.
Yeah.
They recharge on power lines.
Yep, they do.
Can't you assign buttons to his tablet?
Probably. We got to figure out how to.
You should just
you
do
should put that site.
That's funny.
The birds aren't real. Fucking just
Or
have him go out and just flipping the bird to the
A
bird because
landing
he knows
page
the
with
government's
birds with
watching.
And then
arms.
4 days after that, he's a flat earther. you have to live with that shit.
Yeah,
My
right.
favorite thing is that the Flat Earther Facebook page says that there's flat earthers all around the globe.
All around the globe. I
Is
saw
it a
that one
parody
too.
page?
Nope.
No, it's a real page.
It's the Flat Earther
Hilarious.
page.
Oh,
and the
my
description
God.
of it is there's flat earthers all around the globe.
I like that page.
That's
Part of
fucking
their group.
funny.
Wow,
That's
that's
funny.
that is amazing.
So, anyways, it's Thursday. There's smoking apparatuses of sorts in our hands. We are in a semicircle. Johnny boy, what are we about to do?
There's an empty bottle sitting there too.
There
There
it
is.
is. And that means we're about to fucking masturbate.
God damn right. It is time for Freedom Friends Master Debate.
Rock challenge.
Just rocking it up. Just playing rock over here. It's brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO. Screw yourself a sweet 15% off. OWellness.us. Use that code FreedomFriends25. That'll get you a quarter off your order. And of course, IC Tech Coolers. Use that code FreedomFriends10. We'll give you 10% off. Justin, the fuck you got for us this week, my guy?
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
So this one was actually texted to me right before the show by our own Mr. John Simons. Should the government only make laws or make laws and pass bills spending taxpayers' money? Due to a conversation we were having before the show. Which,
Elaborate.
Can you read that again?
So, do you think the government should only be allowed to pass actual laws that either yes, you can do this or no, you can't do that?
Or they can
Or
only pass laws
should-
that actually require money.
That they're like, oh, you can't do this, but we just passed this bill that now funds X, Y, and Z programs that do whatever.
You're saying, should they be allowed to add the pork into fucking?
No, I'm just saying, like, should they be able to create laws and amendments in the Constitution? Because that's what stemmed this whole thing was we were talking about Constitution, like things that are covered in the Constitution and things that aren't.
Yeah.
Should they be able to create laws that allow you or don't allow you to do certain things? Like you can't go fucking murder people, you know?
It's
Or
the worst law
we're
ever.
going to pass a law that funds fucking free sex changes for people that want them. Or we're going to go fund fucking whatever the fuck. We're going to go.
I don't think the federal
Like-
government should be allowed.
We're going to
play-
do an anti-recession bill that we just passed today, and we're going to fund fucking $650 billion or $850 billion.
Wait a
like-
minute. What definition of recession?
The new one.
The
Clearly the new
transition.
one.
Sorry.
Clearly, the new definition.
The new one. You know, but should they be allowed to pass bills just to put the country in debt? Because essentially that's what they're doing. Or should they just be allowed to manage?
So they can they can only pass free laws or they can only pass laws that require money.
Well, they can do what they're doing now, or they can just create laws that give us left and right
I
limits and we do the rest.
respect what you're asking, but I'm not going to play this game.
I
I'm
don't-
going to
I
answer
don't
it this way.
follow.
I'm going to answer it this way. I think that in these bills and these packages and everything, right? Instead of having one big massive one that has hundreds of thousands of different things in it,
Yeah.
they should sit there and it should be one line items.
And everything
one
should be voted
line
on.
item vote.
Okay,
And there should
that
be
I can get
100
behind.
Yeah.
or 1,000 done in a week
Right.
of individual
Yeah,
one line.
You're not allowed to do the whole
Yes.
we're calling this the anti-recession bill.
Yeah.
And there's these other 400 micro laws that we're going to change
Yeah.
inside that bill that has nothing to do with the title.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. If you want to pass a law, every fucking law has to be
Yeah,
voted
like
on.
the whole
you don't, you don't get
the
to
whole-
do
the whole
there's no
pa-
bulk buy.
The PACT Act, right? Everybody was up in arms about the PACT Act. Some Republicans didn't support it. Fuck the Republicans. They don't like the veterans. Well, if you look at the fucking package,
I read all 126 pages of that.
I wouldn't have voted for
I read it. All
Yeah.
right. I read it. And the fact is, I wouldn't have voted for it either because they did.
Because it's
in
one
fact-
page for the PACT Act and 125 pages for
Well,
other shit.
They didn't talk about prevention. They
Or
didn't
screening.
cover. They didn't cover screening and prevention, and they also, in fact, threw fucking $400 billion worth of discretionary funds into that fucking bill.
Discretionary
funds,
It's
meaning
like slush fund.
Slush fund.
it's a slush fund.
Yeah.
All right. Meaning they can do whatever the fuck they want with $400 billion spread over 10 years. Granted, if you look at the way our country's been spending the last couple of years, $400 billion over 10 isn't that bad of a fucking deal. The problem is that they amend those laws and they continue to amend them. And after that $400 billion's gone, they amend it to fucking give $400 billion more. And
Well,
$400
it's
billion
because
more,
what they
$400
do
billion
is they
more.
have
it's called fucking pork.
They have non-closure projects.
Yes.
So what ends up happening is like, well, we started the project, we got this far, but we ran out of funding. So now we're going to amend that bill, which no longer becomes a law vote. It goes to a panel, and that panel can just decide whether or not they're going to continue funding for the project.
Yep.
And that's how they get around it. So for those of you that don't know how that works, that's how it works. Essentially, they can go like, oh, well, we have to finish it. And if that takes another $12 billion, then we'll just amend it. But now it sits in a council. It sits in one of these. And your favorite congressman, I guarantee you, sits on like 7 of these.
Yep.
So whoever you think has their shit squared away,
They don't.
they don't. They're sitting on one of these fucking things.
But
And they get to make calls just within that closed caucus. And they get to fucking just, it's no longer a congressional vote. It's just we need 12 billion more. So the next $400 billion discretionary fund that comes along, they get to shift more money into it, including like counting the number of fish currently in the fucking rivers in the United States, which was part of the stimulus pact that happened.
Yep.
So I know somewhere there's a number of total tax income taken in through all the different forms of theft that the government does against the United States of America. The people. There's a total number per fiscal year that they take in. Do you think that they should be allowed to spend more than that?
Well, if we didn't, we'd be fucked.
How?
Because, well, it would totally change everything. But no,
But it could be a good thing.
Yeah, it could be a good thing. But it would, yeah, I don't know.
Do you
That's
care
all I
about
know.
Pakistani women's studies?
No, not at all.
Then why are we spending money on it?
I agree. That's why everything should be a line item vote. It
So,
should not be
I've said
more
this
than
for
one
years,
topic.
man. I've said this for years. Day one, I think I spoke to you about this too. Day one in office, the first thing I would do would pass it would be an executive order for transparency.
Yeah.
And the transparency clause would just basically be just that.
Yeah.
If it's on the fucking bill, you can name the bill. If it's not part of the fucking name, it can't go in that bill.
Yep.
Simple enough.
But that's the line item voting.
It's the same shit. Yeah.
So the PACT Act, if it had been 3 pages that was just like, did you inhale some shit you weren't supposed to? We're going to fucking fix that.
Yeah.
And it had been 3 pages of just explaining how the fuck they were going to
Either
fix
that
it.
or
Pass the bitch.
Every
I'm about it.
type of cancer we're going to cover. It's an individual vote. Like, fuck it.
It's
like,
too fucking easy.
Literally make the fucking people that we vote for sit there in the goddamn chairs and do their fucking job. Vote every fucking line. I don't care if it takes fucking forever. But
Don't care.
You
Don't give a
pile
fuck.
all this shit up.
It's not like you motherfuckers have term limits anyways.
But they don't read it because they've got some
Nancy
motherfucker
Pelosi
that
says,
they're paying no
read
money
it,
to.
Read it after we pass it. No,
Fuck
bitch.
off. Yeah.
That's not how this works.
But they don't read them either because they've got some
How would they read it? It's 900 fucking pages.
They've got some intern that reads it and goes like, yes, 30% of it is shit you stand for. So yeah, go ahead and vote for it.
Yeah.
And they don't read this shit.
And if you don't vote for it, they're going to say you hate veterans.
Yep.
Like, fuck
But here's
that
the deal,
shit.
like-
God damn it. Fuck our government.
But all of this money that's going in, why the fuck? What is it? 87,000 people they're hiring for the IRS?
yeah.
And
Do you see this shit?
And there was something like 7% are actually going to work on IRS like standards. And there's also a clause in there that the IRS is going to come up with their own version of H&R Block.
Oh, fuck.
So now you can let the IRS determine how much your taxes are due every year.
So the people who are
Fuck
fucking
off.
me are going to get to fuck me more?
Yeah, fuck off.
out of here.
So I don't understand why we get these campaigns where everybody's like, we're going to spend 3 days and nobody's going to buy gas because we can drive the passes. And I'm like,
Let's take
why
10
aren't-
years and nobody pay taxes.
Yeah, why aren't we starting the campaign of like, hey, nobody pay the IRS. No one.
Yeah.
Nobody pays tax.
Nope.
Like, and you're going to have that group of
And
fucking
I don't mean the
shit.
fucking tax-free weekend that we get here in Texas, which was happened to be this last weekend.
No, you're going to have that group of piece of shit fucking people that are going to be like, well, you know, the government really needs this.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, because that's how they fucking think. I've met them. They live in Austin.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Well, like, so Chris Freeman and I, we were having this conversation before the show.
Okay, well, first off, you just completely discounted this conversation because you included Chris Freeman.
Truth. But
Love you, buddy.
So
Genuinely fucking love you, buddy.
we were talking about how, we mentioned how the KKK is not labeled as a hate group right now by the FBI.
it's a social group.
Right. Which is disgusting, in my opinion, because
When did they change?
it's recent. Like the FBI just put out this new list
They
of
were
fucking symbolism.
founded on hate, but somehow aren't a hate group. I don't.
Oh, it's because the Democrats started it.
It is true. It is
Figured
a
it out.
democratic
Wait,
fucking
wait, what?
thing.
I knew this.
So, and then he brought up the idea that people often use the argument that the party switched, and the only switch that really happened.
Well, like they flipped a coin. Like they, all of
Right,
a sudden they were
like-
like, "All right now it's left and right. We're gonna flip the coin and see if you stay in your same seats." Oh shit! Everybody scramble! And then
Yeah.
like they just like
They
fucking
played musical
No,
chairs.
that shit's not on C-SPAN.
The
Right.
people stayed put. They just flip flop topics. That's all.
Well, what they did is conservatism wasn't always right leaning, right?
Okay.
Meaning smaller government
The funny thing is,
wasn't always right leaning.
the liberal idea of I get to do what I want requires small government.
Yes.
It's crazy to think that the
Yes.
more freedoms you want require less establishment.
Right.
But somehow the I should be able to do what I want is the super establishment side. And I'm trying to figure out where the fuck that logic path, but it's coming as 2 and 2 equals fish. Like he's trying to do math
Jazz.
right now and it's giving him an error.
But
like
Jazz.
it's not actually working out.
I just fucked this all up.
But Jazz, I want to do whatever I want, but I don't want you to be able to do whatever you want.
Yeah, but you said it best on this show, and I've stolen that phrase I don't know how many times about what actual freedom is. And it was, I want to be able to carry a gun and smoke pot at my gay friend's wedding.
Yep.
Yeah.
The problem is, to have that level of freedom, you need a small government.
Yes.
Small
But-
federal government.
Small federal government requires the idea of being a conservative because it's I don't want a bunch of control
Right.
involved in my life.
Right.
But the bigger you make the government, the more control that happens. So I want you to think about this when you were thinking about, oh, I'm anti-establishment and the man shouldn't hold me down. Maybe you should think about the fact that every major media company and every major political move that supports what you want is the establishment. You are not anti-establishment if you agree with the large establishment and what they're saying.
Weird.
If you are finding way too much in common with huge establishment, then you are the establishment. You are not a rebel. You're not on your own. You're not, I need more freedom. You are the one creating restriction. Freedom comes from a lack of control. Lack of control comes from small government. Small government lends itself to conservative because conservative requires a very small governing body.
Yeah.
Because a very small governing body doesn't create as much restriction.
So that's the definite. That's the switch, right? Originally, liberal meant small government because liberties, right? And then
Which is why you have a libertarianism party
sure,
that is literally a fucking road schools trash. Other than that, fuck off. Or
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm okay with it.
yeah. Like otherwise, I don't fucking need you, and like I don't need the IRS.
that's like,
Like I don't.
you guys are business owners. Isn't it great being the tax man's collector and you get
Right.
nothing for it?
No, they give you a credit.
I get nothing for collecting sales tax. They give me nothing.
Yes, they do.
Well, they do,
They
but
let you round.
If you paid early, you get like 2% off,
right? But
which is like $8.
but essentially, I get nothing for being the tax man's collector. Fuck, at least back in the day, if you were the tax collector, you like fucking lived fat. Now I'm the tax collector, and I just have to figure out how to not avoid paying
we're
even more money.
tax collectors for the largest mob or organization in the world,
Yeah.
and they're not taking care of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, they're making it harder to conduct business.
Listen to a great podcast earlier when we went to go to Lowe's to get wood.
Wasn't this one?
It wasn't this one.
It wasn't.
No.
It was the Black Rifle Coffee podcast.
Yeah.
And Evan was talking about how JFK got fucking a moonroof installed. Which
is
was a great fucking
amazing.
line.
No, I believe the line was, if you do this, you have to assume that you're going to have a moonroof.
That's funny.
But so
It is
essentially,
funny.
he was talking about all these dudes that were like black ops before there was black ops
Sure.
and going around the world and just fucking murdering motherfuckers.
He might know a thing or two about
And
that.
then they went to do the Bay of Pigs, and JFK pulled their air support. And so now these motherfuckers are pissed, and they got fucking, all of them got killed. Well, not all of them got killed, but a lot of them got fucked up.
Yeah.
And so when the few that came back, it's just like, huh.
You're good.
Go ahead. Finish it up.
But
The few that came back.
yeah. And so they came up with the plan to smoke JFK.
That's the theory.
Yeah, it was great.
You know what my theory is? Negligent discharge.
Yeah.
I think the fucking.
For Secret Service.
No, it was definitely a former Marine.
I think it was a Secret Service agent that fucking ND'd into the president's head. I honestly do, in the fucking follow car.
I love this theory.
I think that it was an ND.
He's like, oh shit.
Don't get me wrong. Oswald was shooting,
But he missed.
but the ND hit. The guy picked up his M16 to fucking engage Oswald and oh shit, and fucking blasted him. And that's where they were like, it came from the knoll, the grassy knoll over here. They made that up to cover their ass because they fucking ND'd. That was a fucking Lance Corporal move, dog. That murdered the president. That's what I think. That's my theory.
It's believable.
It's fucking 100% believable. We've all known those motherfuckers. Dudes like shoot their fucking pinkies off. They're still good dudes. You know, like fuck. They're still good dudes. I'm just saying, like fucking it was an ND. Killed the president. That's the fucking secret of the JFK fucking fun.
Oh, fuck.
That's what I think happened. It was a whoops.
Mikey, I hope you have a good lawyer that doesn't send all your text messages to your prosecutor.
Yeah, right? I mean, nobody wants to listen to my text messages. All you do is get fucking memes. We get memes and dick jokes. Yeah, like it was a fucking negligent discharge.
I mean, it makes sense.
And nobody covers up shit like the Lance Corporal Underground or the E4 Mafia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody covers shit up like that.
I will
wanna
argue. I will argue that the captains cover up for each other
Yeah.
very well.
Well, now take that and apply that same logic path to the Secret Service. Can you imagine the embarrassment? The Secret Service. You had one fucking job to take care of the president and protect him.
And you
one job. And you fucking ND'd on him. We
Okay.
cannot let the public know
In
that
all
we did this.
fairness, the Secret Service had one job and they let the president travel in a convertible.
True.
Also true. Sounds like the same type of motherfuckers that would ND into his head.
That's what makes the moonroof comment even better. Because he's in a convertible. It's like, bro.
I think it was an ND.
I respect that theory.
What?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Not really, but I love it.
There's a documentary that backs this up. Like I'd said it for years, and then a documentary came along, and I was like, "Motherfucker, I'm not the only one."
Did you find it on the Flat Earthers Facebook page?
I think it's on Netflix, my guy. All right, I'll figure it out, man. I'll see if I can find it again. But yeah, somebody out there in fucking podcast land, try to find that. Like,
What was our? Oh yeah, I think we're done with the debate. But yeah,
What was the other debate topic?
The other one was fucking rules of engagement. When should they be changed? When should they be thrown out the window?
I'll take this one, boys. So I fought on both sides of that line, right? I've had ridiculous.
You're gonna need to define that better, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to.
Oh, okay.
I've been victim of terrible rules of engagement, and I've been privy to awesome rules of engagement.
Okay, because in all fairness, that first phrase made it sound like, well,
Yeah.
you know, when I was fighting with the Hajis,
Yeah.
it was this ROE, and when it was like,
Oh well, Fucking- it's kind of that's not accurate, really, right? Like, I mean, so for instance, Fallujah during Phantom Fury, our rules of engagement were real simple. It was ages 15 to 55, male, female. They're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
If they're in the city, they're here to fight.
Yeah.
Drop them. Right?
it's easy.
Yeah.
It was super easy. And guess what? we were effective.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You take the fucking chain off, we're effective. And I don't give a fuck what kind of unit, any kind of military unit. It's effective when the chain is released.
Right.
I'll quote fucking Marcus Luttrell. 300 Marines could take over Iraq if you let them off the chain.
Yeah.
And it's true.
I don't doubt that. Our company could have.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I don't mean like little pockets. I mean the whole fucking country.
Yeah.
You could take it over.
It'd have been easy.
Not hard at all. You know? Yeah. Sure. Would there have been small pockets? Yeah. But they would have been eradicated quick.
Okay, I need an airstrike. Yep,
Yeah.
thanks. Next.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? It'd have been super fucking okay. Rules of engagement. Granted, there needs to be some accountability sometimes. Like you cannot just go around schwacking fucking everybody because there's a fine line between being a soldier and a murderer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, there is.
Like you can go over there and do your job.
But our rules of engagement sometimes were so restrictive. You 100% knew that was a bad motherfucker burying the IED, and you ask the guys at the fucking talk if you can shoot him, and they're like, can you identify that he has a fucking IED for sure? Well, it's 300 meters away, and I'm under nods. He's digging in the middle of the street. It's after curfew. I think so.
He's got an oblong shaped item with wires coming out of it.
Yeah.
Can you confirm? I just told you what it was.
Yeah.
We can't confirm. You can't engage.
Yeah, we're not going to.
See, that is the other side of that, all right? Yeah. So that's the opposite side of the coin, right? And I've fought under those rules of engagement too. That ROE is hard. It complicates everything.
Yeah.
Because, first you got to wave your flag, for instance, right? You guys remember the flag waving and the pen flares, and then you pop a star cluster.
No.
And by that time, you're dead because the fucking V-bid's already on your ass.
Yeah.
All right.
I was a sniper, and our rules of engagement for a while were we could not engage unless we were engaged.
Which is
as a sniper,
which is dumb as shit as a sniper.
Yeah, like, well, why are you putting us out? Do you want us to do jumping jacks? Are we supposed to be stealthy?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It's like, why did I learn stalking?
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
So Scott and I deployed together for the initial invasion 03.
Yeah.
And we were sitting on the outskirts of Najaf, and we were taking that city. And our rules of engagement at the time were military age male with a firearm.
Yeah.
You don't even have to engage. You can engage.
Yeah.
And we're like, fucking cool.
OF1, it turned into fucking taxis for a while. Taxi cabs were game on.
Yeah.
Because they were all fucking V-bids. Anybody wearing boots.
So I got an interesting story. So we take over this government building, seize a weapon cache. We put up post security and everything like that. And we're overwatching this field. This is where I almost got shot by a tank. One of our tanks, an Abrams.
Yeah.
That'd
have been a bad day.
Yeah. My fucking fastest time trying to find a VS-17 panel in my body, my life.
Yeah.
Before that happened, we're sitting there. We have a platoon who just got through a couple days of firefights, sitting there just waiting. Like, it's coming. We know it's fucking coming. And, we're ready to fucking engage.
Yeah.
This motherfucker drug his balls behind him, walking through this field with an AK hanging off of his fucking shoulder with his hands like this, and walked by a fucking 100 dudes with guns pointed at him. And he walked probably a solid almost half mile. And it was like everybody, like pressure on the trigger, safeties were off, but nobody engaged because he wasn't really a bad dude.
Even though it met our rules of engagement.
It met the rules of engagement.
Yeah.
But this dude clearly was just like a fucking, he was probably some fucking Haji that tried to kill us at some point. But at that moment,
I'm not involved in this.
He's like, I'm fucking, and he just fucking walked.
Our unit was very disciplined. We didn't just, we were very disciplined, I thought. There was never a time where we engaged somebody and I thought, fuck, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
No,
not once.
It's clear,
Yeah.
We were always the same. I always felt that.
There was 100 times where I didn't engage and I
fucking
100% knew I fucking should have.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off.
Yeah. And how many lives could have been saved?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was because of the ROE.
Because of the ROE.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Jazz, you guys have an interesting mission when it comes to this stuff. Because part of what you do,
you can shoot your stereo at anybody.
No, but they have a hand in developing the current ROE.
We do.
So, and I know it's based off intel, which is often fucking sketchy.
It's based on Intel. It's also based on hands-on humans. which human intelligence. So it's now they call it. They've changed the phrase, and now it's fucking.
Another officer got a bullet point.
Yeah, somebody got an OER bullet point.
Yeah,
and it's called human.
I think it's still human intelligence.
Human is still what they call it, but it's like human geography or whatever, topography or whatever. I don't give a fuck what the fuck it's called now.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes. So what we would do is we would actually look at this area. We've injected this level of information. This is the information that we're able to get back based on that information. That's where the 1555 piece was like, nope, they've been properly warned. Anybody that stayed
fucking game on.
Actually knows that they're there for a fight.
Yeah.
Like we have 100% saturation. We know for a fact if they're there, they're down to clown.
Yeah.
Right. So ROE was always interesting because that ROE is it's ROE should be fluid. It's good when you find out units that are actually have the discipline. They can understand the ROE and go like,
yeah.
Does he qualify? Yes. Does he appear to be a current threat? No.
You're right.
It makes sense in line units for line units that can make that call. We would look at, okay, yes, because today he's not acting like a fucker. That doesn't mean that we're not looking at past behavior and what that past behavior could actually impact for future behavior. Line units, it's hard because you're acting in the right now. And we're looking at the 30,000 foot view of what that piece could do.
Right.
And that's when you hear about, HVTs and all that kind of high value targets. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, HVT identification, extraction, all that kind of stuff. So it may be like, hey, we've got this guy or the other. Okay. Do you have sight? Yes. Is it this person? Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Engage. All of that came into play because we were looking at large value behavior modification.
Right.
So it's, yes, we impacted ROE. It was always briefed at very high level and it was always strategic level. So we operated at a tactical level that increased strategic level operations. So it's hard with ROE and what my mission was because we were looking at what those rules were going to impact 3 months from now, 6 months from now, not what it's going to do right now. So it's dealing with like line units and stuff like that. My opinion was always pull the trigger. It is better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Like fucking.
That's very Texas of you.
Do what you got to do. Like,
the problem.
Fall back on the phrase of I feared for the life of me and my personnel.
Yeah, whether
then pull the goddamn trigger. Like,
whether it was in that very moment or tomorrow morning when somebody wakes up and drives that road and gets hit with an IED.
Right. And it was like, well, he looked whatever now.
Yeah.
So it didn't make me very popular. However, we were effective. Like it was, well, in this situation, nope, do it.
Never once.
We'll fix it later.
Never once.
We were very much we can make this work later.
Reactive.
Right.
Yeah.
I very much viewed my job as you guys that were on the ground that needed to make the call right then and there. What are your balls telling you? Are your balls telling you you're making a greater good? Fucking make the greater good. We'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Like,
because every one of the motherfuckers over there can be bought.
So
I will make this work later.
He's got a sea bag full of hundreds.
I'm going to give you an ROE story.
Go ahead.
So never once.
Are you giving me an ROE story depending on?
No, I'm giving the listeners an ROE story.
But are you giving me an ROE story for the purposes of what would PSYOP do?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
But as never once.
You'll be able to put it together though.
Never once as a sniper did I was able to shoot somebody or anything, or even come close to shooting at anybody that did not immediately pose a threat to myself or other people, right?
Right.
Like there was never a chance where the guy had a weapon, but wasn't like aiming or shooting at somebody.
And as a kinetic solution, that is an insane amount of discipline.
Well, it's insane because I would have been
kinetic solution.
I would have
one
been
of my favorite terms ever.
I would have been 10 times more effective had they put the faith and backed my decisions about who or who not to shoot. I would have had to live with that, right?
Now, I will tell you right now, as a team, my team would have 100% backed that play.
So what we did, because of the situation of ROE that we were put in, is we would grab a couple Iraqi police 2, make them do a fucking vehicle checkpoint until they got engaged. And that's like, we would use them as bait. Now, is that any morally better? No, but it's not morally better because those cops got fucked up. But then we knew who the bad guy was, right?
Yeah. Look,
like, I mean, it's
to be fair, those IPs were probably a little corrupt as well.
You know what it actually? No,
they weren't corrupt enough not to get shot at.
Here's what it comes down to: is
truth.
Look, we were talking about economy earlier, essentially, right? And how people can pass laws and the money that it takes and whatever.
Yeah.
If you look at the economy, it comes down to ROI. Did we lose 2 and save 100? And it's that age old, like, would you sacrifice 100 to save 1 life? No, absolutely fucking not. I can answer that question every goddamn time.
Today's government.
I don't give a fuck about today's government. I don't care.
But today's government, I think they would sacrifice 100 to save 1.
They would. But the fact of the matter is that in a war zone, that doesn't work. Losing 2 to save 100?
Well, today's government, they're willing to sacrifice all freedoms and liberties
for career.
To save themselves.
To save 1.
Right. But the fact of the matter is that all of us, those that wore the uniform, that were willing to say, yeah, the 2 we lost for the 100 we saved, it's worth it. But we understood that when we signed up. And I don't mean to shit on whoever's serving now or whatever, but you know, unfortunately, I do see all of the military TikTok and all that shit that's out there. I'm looking at that generation going, you wouldn't make that call.
Yeah.
These new people in uniform would not make the call of, I lost 2 friends and I know that we saved 1,000 lives because of it. They wouldn't make that call. They wouldn't do it.
No. I've said this through COVID. Like in the military, there's such a thing as acceptable loss, right?
Yep.
And you know, when
we didn't lose nearly enough with COVID.
But
still too many people on this fucking planet.
There's an acceptable loss to save freedoms and liberties. So when you're talking COVID and they're like ripping away rights of people and destroying businesses and stuff,
papers, please. Papers, please.
No, like if a couple people die of COVID.
Yeah, but that business that employs 8 is still around.
Yeah.
Like,
so you destroyed 10 lives to save 1.
What are you guys' thoughts on Brittany Griner?
Don't care.
Don't give a shit.
In regards to them doing a prisoner swap to get her out of jail for weed, when we have hundreds of thousands of U.S. citizens in jail for weed.
That's why
in the United States.
That's why she got popped for 9.5 years.
I think the trade would be fair if we had a Russian imprisoned for weed.
No, but it
still wouldn't be trade.
But no, here's the thing though. It doesn't matter what the Russian did.
I guarantee
they're
we
trading.
Do.
Hold on.
We probably do have a Russian.
No, hold
that's
on.
in
Let
prison
John.
for
I
weed.
think I know where John's going.
But
Go ahead.
It doesn't matter if the Russian was in jail for weed or not. It doesn't matter what the Russian dude did that they're trading for Brittany Griner. But they're trading for a U.S. citizen that was in illegal possession of weed in a foreign country.
Right.
Where we have hundreds of thousands of people incarcerated in the United States for illegal possession of weed.
So that's not even where I'd make the call. I understand where you're coming from. And I think it's an erroneous expenditure of our money at this point. Because we're 27 states, 29 states where it's legal anyways?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. Like, just legalize the shit, tax it.
But
like we do cigarettes. Just tax the fuck out of it.
If the federal government is going to fight to get a U.S. citizen released from prison, just in general, a prison, for weed, why aren't they doing the same for their own citizens in their own country?
37 states have
37. So like I was way the fuck up. 37 states. 37 out of 50. Y'all go do the fucking math because I've already done it in my head. 74%, in case you haven't been able to do the math fast enough.
That's why we keep Jazz around right there.
You just times 37 by 2. That's how it works.
It's also why they're both on that side because me and him are still trying to. We have to pull our pants down and take our shoes off to count to 21.
And then ask.
John knew what I did. So if 3/4 of the country doesn't give a fuck, then why are we even talking about this shit? By the way, she has shit on everything that declares her as an American citizen anyways.
She's basically renounced her citizenship.
Why the fuck are we discussing it? Who cares? You got everything you wanted. You don't have to listen to the anthem. You don't have to be underpaid for
You
being
got
in the
fucking
WNBA.
3 hots and a cot.
All of the problems you've got 3 hots and a cot.
There's
Socialism at work,
probably going to
baby.
be lots of other
You
lesbians
got
in that
what
jail.
you want.
Armpit farting contest the whole time.
Yeah. Congratulations. You got what you fucking wanted. There's no, again, I bring it back, dude, there's no ROI. Why the fuck are we worried about it? Okay, so one chick I had never fucking heard of prior to you getting arrested, all of your current fame comes from you being a fuck up.
Yep.
I don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care. Nobody knew who the fuck you were except for the 3 WNBA fans. You want to get paid more? Put people in the stands.
There was
oh,
a
wait,
guy-
you can't with your
There
fundamentals.
was a guy on.
Nobody wants to watch
cares.
ugly dudes do fucking layups.
There was a
Sorry.
guy walking around on YouTube, and he was handing out either a WNBA sideline ticket or a dollar bill.
People took the dollar.
Everybody took the dollar
Really?
bill.
That's hilarious.
Nobody cares.
That's hilarious.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And now all of a sudden we're all up in arms because somebody went to what has been our enemy for decades, went to that country and fucked up and then got balled up because of it. Shocker.
It's funny because
Don't go to countries with insane laws and then break the law. What, did you think Russia was there for the warm and fuzzy? Their people have sucked since the Bolshevik Revolution, which, by the way, was pre-World War I.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And they sucked under the czars.
It's funny 'cause
that country sucked forever.
people are like, well, if it was LeBron James, it'd be different. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but Dennis Rodman used to go hang out with fucking Kim Jong-un in North Korea.
Right?
Dennis
They were
Rodman also
buddies.
figured out how to marry himself. Like,
But they were buddies, and I guarantee that motherfucker smoked weed in North Korea,
And he called me-
that's fucking
yeah.
illegal as
And
shit.
he called me pretty eyes once.
see, there you go.
Rodman did?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You ever heard that story? No? Yeah, I hit on a girl that he was with. And she was like, let me introduce you to my friend. And he turned around. I was in Newport Beach. And I turned around. It was Broadman. And he was like, hey, pretty eyes. And I was like, I've seen you wear a dress. Yeah, that's true. It's a fucking true story. Call me pretty
Again,
eyes.
it comes down to ROI. Nobody gives a fuck. Well, I only did this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
You broke the law in a foreign country who is known. We literally have pop culture shows going on right now about how horrible the prisons are in Russia.
There's a reason
Like-
there's a stigma about Siberian gulags.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Why do you think when you die in fucking Call of Duty, you go to the gulag? Nobody wants to go to the gulag.
I hate to tell you this. If you've watched Stranger Things, you've literally seen pop culture show how awful Russia is. You
right.
decided to go there and break the law? The fuck's wrong with you?
It's Yuri.
I did, but
It- like,
good news.
You had it
she
coming.
just signed a 9-year contract with Russia.
Yeah. Congrats. Congrats
Hey.
on your 9.5-year deal.
maybe she could get the gold in the Olympics. Oh, wait.
Yeah, right.
They're not allowed to do that shit either. That country's so fucked. They can't compete in a sport event where all the countries are supposed to be like, all right, for these 3 weeks, we'll set our differences aside and
Yeah.
do this shit.
They can't even
That
take
country's
over.
so fucked, they're not allowed to do that. They can't take over their own shit.
They
Like-
can't even take over Ukraine.
Like, dude, China lets Taiwan be in the fucking Olympics and doesn't bitch, and we can't let fucking Russia in.
We let China
We let China host it.
in. It-
Fucking twice.
But we looked at Russia and we're like, nope,
No fucking way.
nope. The whole world, even the countries we hate, all of us got together and was like, fuck Russia.
Like, dude, Iran was like, nah.
Yeah.
We're
Nah.
And you were like, that's the country I need to go to and try and smoke weed and play basketball. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Like, hate to tell you this, you made this own and somehow, and now we're wasting our fucking time talking about this dumb bitch. Like, what? Who fucking cares? And no, I don't care that I said dumb bitch. That's what she is. Have you seen her statements? She's a bitch and she's dumb as shit. I'm sorry, but when your favorite color's clear, this is the kind of fucking reward that you get.
Plot twist.
I'm
She's actually Greta Van Susteren.
Good.
going to pat myself on the back for this debate for pulling everybody's strings tonight.
God damn it. You know what? Greta's the only dumb bitch that would defend this fucking whore. I don't give a shit. I hope you get impregnated by one of those giant Russian fucking bear dogs. That's what I fucking hope happens to you.
I want one of those dogs.
They're cool dogs.
They're so floofy.
They're very floofy.
There's so much floof. That dog would die in Texas, though. Couldn't have it in Texas.
So,
You have to move up. You have to
she had
move
it
up
coming.
north.
I
She
think
had it
that-
fucking coming.
I think it's more apt to say that dog would kill you in Texas
No, they're cool with people.
until you put them in a fucking oven.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's go home.
I kind of want to see one shaved.
No, you don't. It's like seeing a wet koala.
I bet it's-
Go look that up.
Oh, it's
Go
terrifying.
Google wet koala.
It's fucking
It's like
terrifying.
they're adorable till they're wet.
And it's like, you see the fucker wet. It looks like a demon.
It's nightmare fuel.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's so fucking scary. It looks like the fucking Demigorgon. It's fucking terrible.
No, look, here's the deal. If you trust any government to do you right, you're an idiot.
Yeah, you're already fucking up.
Yeah.
I'm from the government, and I'm here to help you.
Famous last words. All right, boys, I'll raise my glass. Let's say thanks for being my freedom friend.
out.
I got fucking barely any too.
This
Cheers,
is,
boys.
This is tan water at this point.
Yeah. Yours is darker than ours. Shit. Like, share, subscribe, smash those buttons. I don't know what the fuck we accomplished on this debate.
When have we ever accomplished
it was
anything
fun.
on this
Yeah.
show?
Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your mom's friends. Tell them that we're here, I guess. I don't know. Fuck.
You know what? Don't.
Or don't.
Don't inflict that on your mom.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. 3 things. Easy words to live by. Jazz?
Smoke on.
Drink on.
God damn it.
Freedom the fuck on.
Armageddon.
Armageddon. Later.